Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Colorado Avalanche franchise mode. So in last episode we had the second round of the playoffs against the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. Unfortunately, we lost to them, and I think was it in 6 games? It's been a while since I've recorded that episode, so it was in 7 games. Yeah, so it was a very tight series for the most part. As you can see here, we won the first game. We then lost the next three, but then we won two in a row where our offense was clicking a lot and we let in very little goals. And then it came down to one goal in game 7, or else we could have been on to that conference finals. And then we also suffered a lot of retirements, including Joe Sakic. We also lost Sandis Ozolinj, Patrick Waugh, and I think there was one other player. Who was the other player? Oh yeah, and Theo Fleury. So I think we lost like 4 players to retirement. So we only have like Pierre Forsberg left and Chris Drury from the original squad, I think. So anyways, we're up here at the draft now looking to find some new young pieces to potentially replace those guys, because we are a bit of an older team now. We do have some good youth, but we still need to get a couple more players in this. So we are drafting. Where was that actually? Oh yeah, we had 3 first round picks this year. I forgot about that. So our 13th pick is that one's from the New York Islanders, I think, because they missed the playoffs. Then we have our own one that's at number 25, and then Buffalo's, who they won the Stanley Cup, so 31. So 3 first round picks this year is pretty good. Should help us out. Let's take a look at the draft class again and see what we could get at those spots. So 13, 25, and 31. 13th, we could potentially go after one of these guys. They might be elite, but they'll probably just be top 6 forwards. There's also this guy actually that's a top 6. I might take him. Based on him being a sniper, he might be pretty good. There's also Terry Fox, though, which is kind of cool. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens when we get to our spot. And then we also have 25th. We could get some more forwards. And at 31, we could go with an offensive defenseman. This guy's like a medium top 6, but usually top 6 defensemen that go in the first round, they end up growing to their potential because they're higher overall. So we'll see what happens. So the first 3 picks of this year's draft. So Bonvi goes first overall to the Dallas Stars, medium elite. Jacina goes to the Carolina Hurricanes, and the Sens go with McCabe. Interesting. Let's actually check the other 2 picks as well in the top 5. So Ortio goes to New Jersey, and Vancouver will take Shattenkirk. Okay. So let's into our pick now. At number 13, what can we get with this 13th spot? We could have probably moved up if we wanted to, but I don't think there was anybody I wanted to move up for. So Schustrom's potentially supposed to go 13th. There's also this guy, though, but he might be a grinder, but he looks pretty good or accurate, which they're not really at the moment. 74 points in the OHL, and then Schustrom was in Sweden, had 14 points in 47 games, 13, which is pretty good. I feel like this guy's just going to be a top 6 forward anyways, and if he's a medium elite grinder, medium elite grinders don't really grow that well. Like, I think they get to like 84, 85, but they're more just penalty killing guys. So, yeah, we're going to take a Lars Schustrom with our first pick. And he is medium top 6, 67 overall sniper. Not too bad. Who's Pittsburgh going to get? Is it going to be that grinder guy? Yeah, it is, and he's also top 6. I think that was that guy, right? He's a power forward, but that guy actually could have been a better choice probably, because power forwards usually score a lot more goals than all other player types. So, still a decent pick I think we made. Okay, so another first round pick. We could go after a right winger, Dorian Nichols. Looks like he had a really good season in the QMJHL, 74 points, 65 games. Compared to Theo Fleury too, huh? Do we want to go with this guy? Yeah, let's go with another winger sniper. It's always good to get some snipers into the organization, help us with our offense. And then our final pick of the first round, Bobkov is still available. There's also a low elite right winger, and he's a power forward, so he could be a pretty good goal scorer potentially. And he's only 17, so yeah, you know what? We're going to take Alvin Legwand, even though he's not supposed to go till the second round. We'll take him anyways. And he is, what, overall, hopefully pretty good. He's a 63 power forward, low elite, and he's only 17. That's pretty good. Decent stats, and he looks like he has some good shooting categories already, so yeah, this guy's going to be probably a pretty good goal scorer once he gets to the NHL, I'd assume. Let's sim to our second round pick. We might auto sim the rest of this draft soon. Low top 6. Let's go with some defensemen though, maybe. So Marty Nickel, he's a right-handed defenseman, low top 4, so he probably won't reach his potential, but we'll take him anyways because computers like offering for low top 4s. 62 overall, not too bad. Yeah, let's sim the rest of this draft. See what the computer gets us. Just because it's kind of getting to the late stages of the series, like I think there's only 8 more episodes I have to record after this before the series is potentially done, because the series will end right near the end of August. So anyways, the computer got us Gosselin, Nemes, Dolan, Konowalchuk, and Dirksen. So we got a couple former Nashville Predators kids, you could say, I guess, because Legwand could be David Legwand's son, Nickel could be Scott Nickel's son, and Gosselin could be, I think there was a Gosselin that played for the Nashville Predators, if I'm not mistaken, way back in like the 2000s. I could be wrong with that though. Okay, so we got to get back Bradley Bolt, Andrus, and Johnson. Okay. Hopefully we have a pretty good year coming up. Like, I know we did just suffer a lot of retirements, but hopefully we could get some of these, like, this team growing into like being really good, because we do still have some good young defensemen. We do have guys that are coming up too, so I think we should be a good team soon. Like, we have a better prospect pool than most teams in this build, because we kind of went the route where we were trading some of our older guys for prospects, not trading prospects for older guys like a lot of the computers are doing. So, okay, so the contract stage. Oh yeah, we have Hines still to deal with. I might qualify him, actually. Yeah, I think I might just qualify him. Like, even though we have the cap space to bring him back, he's listed as a starting goaltender, and he wasn't really the greatest, I don't think, as a backup. Yeah, he wasn't really the greatest. Like, it would be better to qualify him, and maybe we get some compensation for him. If not, we might re-sign him anyways, but we could probably pick up a cheaper backup goaltender. So, Finger, we're going to give you 1 year at $12.50. Yeah, $12.50 is fine. Darling, you're going to get another 2-way contract probably, right? Yeah, there you go. It's been a while since I played NHL 19, like I've been playing NHL 14 last few days, so some of the controls are a bit different since that, so. Okay, so not a lot of RFAs to deal with. Like I said, our goaltender will qualify him. Just because I wouldn't mind getting some compensation for him and then just getting a normal backup, because we do have, I think, a goalie prospect that could make the jump, if I'm not mistaken. Or not. Yeah, we don't actually have a goalie prospect that make the jump, but yeah, we'll just have okay, so yeah, we don't have a goalie prospect, but yeah, we'll just leave Hines as qualified, just because compensation for him wouldn't be too bad, because some team might sign him for a lot of money, and I would rather keep Carter over him. Okay, so for UFA's Drury, I want to kind of keep around because he's still pretty good for his age, but he is probably going to start to drop off soon, I'd assume. We'll give you 1 year at $6 million. Keith, I definitely want to bring back because he's still young. 6 years. I mean, that's not bad for an 85 to have him for 6 years at like $5 million. But I'm not going to give him that much term. I'm going to give him 5 years. Yeah, let's give him 5 years. He's a big part of our future, and if not, then we could trade him. We'll give him 5 years at 6.1. Henry, I also want to keep around for maybe one more season just in case. Like, if we have too much players again, we might just trade somebody at the start of the year. So 1 year at 5.3. McCardle, I wouldn't mind keeping you around still. He's a pretty cheap guy for an 82 overall. So we'll go 1 year at 3.4. Ulanov, wouldn't mind keeping you around as well. Yeah, I'm kind of cheaping out the system a bit because I want to get all these guys back, but I'm giving them all like a million more than they want. Forsberg's down to an 81, so he probably only has 1 year left, which really sucks, and he does want a contract extension, so we might be able to get away with signing him for 1 year at like 2.5. But yeah, that really sucks that all of our older guys are just dropping off like considerably. Laddie will bring back again. He was a pretty solid defenseman for us. We'll just give all these guys like a million more than they want. And then, like I said, if we have too much players, we'll just trade them away. Like Zadorov might be on his way out too because he is kind of not panning out. Like, he had top 6 potential, but he has not reached that, and he's now an exact top 9. So there you go. Brewer, we're gonna release you even though you were an AHLer. Zeusen's up to a 68 and he's a low top 6. We'll sign you, might as well. Give you a chance in the AHL. Nikushkin's already 22, so no thanks. And Blackburn's a low elite. We'll sign you. Even though it doesn't look like you're going to pan out, he could still be like a 4th liner down the road. And I think that's all we have for contracts. Yeah, we don't have a whole lot of contracts to deal with. And then our unsigned guys that we got at the draft and stuff. Do I want to sign any of these guys? So Lonan we drafted, I think, last year. Yeah, it would have been last year. I don't know if I want to sign him. I might sign him. Yeah, we might as well sign some of these guys. 67 is a pretty decent overall. To start off with, yeah, we'll sign Sustrom, our first pick. He'll be able to play in the AHL. And then Nichols, was he playing in the United States? Or no, he was in the QMJHL, so we'll leave him for the year just because he'll play in the Q again for 1 more season. Legwand, I think, was playing in the United States. Yeah, he was, so we'll play him as well in the AHL since he's 17. Hopefully he gets a lot of growth. Everybody else, though, I think we're going to keep like this. Goalie prospects, Mikulski, 61, Tamara. Yeah, those guys will leave for now, too. So let's advance today and see if we get all those guys. And we're going to still leave Hines as a qualified guy just for now. See if we get any teams offering like for him for compensation, because I kind of want to just have a normal backup. Like, I don't think it's nice to like cheat the system where you have 2 franchise goalies. And like I said, Carter is our man between the pipes. And yeah, Hines didn't really have a good year as backup, so he should stay as qualified. So that should be everybody, I believe. Yep, there you go. So yeah, the only one is Hines. He's going to be qualified. Hopefully a team offers for compensation for him, or offers some compensation for him. And yeah, let's send him to free agency. So yeah, we're probably going to look after a backup goaltender then, because I think I want to just let him go for compensation. You guys might be like, why would you let go of a franchise goalie like that? But it's just kind of weird to have him play as a backup when he's already listed as a starter, and Ross Carter's not much older and he's better. So okay, so yeah, let's sign some free agents. So we need a backup goalie, I think. I don't know what else we need. Actually, let's take a look at what we need first before we look at what's available, because I think we don't need much in terms of offense and defense, but we did lose a lot of guys to retirement. So center-wise, let's see this. Okay, so we'd have number 1 center, and this is more like a number 3 center. Or a number 3 center. We could play Petrovic as a 4th liner. Like, we could have a bit of a retooling year, actually. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So, Forsberg would be playing left wing, so we'll leave our center core the way it is. Okay, so maybe a 4th line left winger. Potentially a 4th line left winger. Or maybe not, actually. Yeah, I don't think we need anything in terms of offense. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Well, actually, maybe 6 for DiPietro. Yeah, we'll just leave our roster the same way. We just need a backup goaltender because, yeah, I don't really want to give Hines a lot of money. So, even though we have unlimited cap space, I might as well just get some compensation for him. Hopefully it's like 3 first-round picks or something because he's probably going to get some good growth, I'd assume. So, for backup goaltenders, there is some backup goaltenders. 82 Nurmi. I want to find somebody that's been pretty good. Yerky Nurmi has been not the greatest at all. It's pretty gross. LeBeau, how have you been? He played as a starter last year, but he wasn't that good. But the year before, then wow, he actually puts up a decent amount of shutouts. When he plays backup, it looks like he's pretty good. At least in 2026, 27. So yeah, I might go with Jacques LeBeau here. Let's actually take a look at Graves as well. Graves also is pretty good, actually. He was backup last year. You know what? We're going to take Vic Graves as our backup goaltender. He's cheap as well. And then hopefully somebody offers for Hines. So we'll give him 1 year at $3 million to be our backup. And yeah, let's sim to next season, see if we get any offers in compensation. Jamie Langbrunner for first and fourth. No, thank you, because we might be a rebuilding team this year, or a retooling team at least. Okay, so we did get an offer sheet offer. So Hines has been tendered an offer sheet of $6.39 million for 2 years by the San Jose Sharks. So they would give us basically their first for this season, a second, and a third. Yeah, I think I could do that. I'll take the compensation. Even though that's just for this year, because, like, what is it? San Jose is getting better, so that might be a late first-round pick, but it's better to get some compensation for a guy you don't really need. So, anyways, let's sim to next season and check out our lines. Okay, guys, so here are our lines for the 2029-2030 season. So we got Rylan Keefe, Chris Drury, and Valery Gerbeshkov. Second line, Galchenyuk. Forsberg's going to be here just because he is dropping off a lot. Like, he still has some pretty good offensive stats, so I'm leaving him on the top 6. We also got Alexander Zubov on the left side. Then our third line, we got Finger, Pierce, and McArdle. And fourth line is Boudreau, Zadorov, and Okposo. In terms of defense, we got Strudwick Hill, Henry, and Ulanov. And Stu DiPietro is making his NHL debut, as he's listed as a top 6 defenseman. And he was drafted way back in the 6th round of 2026. So I'm kind of interested to see how good this guy plays defensively. He could end up being like a bit like, what's his name? Amari Roach, because he might be a bit more defensively minded, but he did have a really good season last year in the AHL, so this guy might be a good passer by comparison. And yeah, he's playing with a Laddie. In terms of goaltending, we got Ross Carter, who's up to a 96, and that's why we didn't need somebody like Hines. And then our backup is Vic Graves, who we just signed. Scratched wise, we got Darling and Petrovic as our 4 depth guys, and Amari Roach is our depth defenseman. Then in the minors, I did actually have to sign some AHL guys just so we'd have some more players in there. But we do have some good top 6 forward prospects and low elites. All these guys here, Blackburn, Schustrom, and Legwand. And then also Kapaduka and Salonen are our good prospects down there. And then also, I guess, Susan's a decent prospect nonetheless. And Jokela, yeah, he's the one with medium elite potential. So our system looking pretty good, but nonetheless. Goaltending wise, we don't really have anything. This guy was signed by the computer as a free agent, so we don't have any goalie prospects in the AHL at the moment. And then defensively, we don't really have much prospects either, so we might need to start looking to get some more defensemen, except for we do have Gustavo Quick as one of our guys, and I think that's it for defensive prospects. Yeah. So at the draft next year, we're going to definitely have to look for more defensive prospects, because a lot of these guys are probably going to get up there in age. Like, we do still have a really young defensive core. Like, the average age is like 26 or so. But yeah, we're going to eventually have to address that down the road. So one last thing I wanted to do before we actually end this episode is I wanted to take a look at the San Jose Sharks lines and see if Hines grew at all for them. He's probably still an 85, I'd assume, but who knows. He's an 88, so yeah, he did grow a lot. So we might have gave up a lot less than we needed to, but yeah, he's going to be good for San Jose. And San Jose might actually have a chance to win the cup this year with that roster. So, anyways, that's going to do it, guys, for this episode of our Colorado Avalanche franchise mode. So, next episode, we'll sim the entire season and see if we can make those playoffs with this young squad. So, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next time.